Wagwan YouTube Fikod here, welcome to today's Destiny 2 video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the raid, so a very exciting video indeed, which means if you do enjoy, make sure you slap that like button down below, and of course if you want more Destiny 2 content like this from me, be sure to subscribe. But anyway, let's jump in. The raids are arguably the best pieces of content in Destiny. They're what separates the Destiny franchise from other games. The first game really set the bar high and has left players with big expectations, so we're all very excited to see what Bungie have planned. But all we know so far is that Destiny 2 will have a raid, and apart from that, we haven't heard much else. We have no idea the location of the raid or the enemies we'll be facing or when it's even coming out, so all we can really do right now is speculate, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Like I said, we haven't been given much information about Destiny 2's raid. In fact, we've been given no information, but we have seen a few clips of what looks like Guardians actually in the raid. The first is this one here. In this clip we see 6 Guardians running down a set of stairs. If we take a look at the setting, this could be a number of places. The most likely is the tower, or rather the last city. As we know, the Cabal have taken siege over the last city, and it's our job to take it back. So it would make sense if the conclusion of the campaign featured us going back to the city and reclaiming it with 5 other Guardians. The fact the sky in the background is orange again points to the fact this scene is taking place in the last city, as from what we've seen of the last city, there is a lot of fire. The architecture is also quite reminiscent of the tower. It's got a lot of white walls and a lot of white stone, although if you take a look at the doorway itself, it is triangular, which is quite similar to what we see in the Vault of Glass and a lot of Vex architecture. So could this raid be Vex themed? I mean, it is a possibility, but I do think it's unlikely. Strangely, if we take a closer look in the corner of this room, I guess you could call it a hallway, we see a few lights that are very similar to those we see the Fallen use throughout Destiny 1. So could the Fallen appear in this raid as well? Well, maybe in the form of Siva. We do know Siva are going to be in Destiny 2, so it is a possibility, but I do think it is unlikely. The clip then moves on to show the Guardians running into a mysterious cavern, which looks a lot like it could be on the new planet Io. There's a lot of overgrown plantation and purple mist, which is something we don't see a lot here on Earth, which is why I believe the raid could potentially take place on another planet. Although it is possible that the mist could be some of the Traveller's corrupted light, which would indicate the raid is in the European Dead Zone, as there is a big shard of the Traveller in the Dead Zone leaking out light. So it's a big possibility, but I guess once again we'll have to wait and see. The next and final clip of the raid shows 6 Guardians in what appears to be a ventilation shaft, maybe inside the walls of the last city, or maybe infiltrating the bowels of a Cabal ship. Either way, it looks pretty cool. What is quite funny is that the fan is really similar to what we saw in Destiny's first ever mission. So could this be an Easter egg? Well, maybe, but for me it could just be a coincidence. So from a story point of view, it would make sense that the raid takes place on Earth within the last city, and from what we've seen, that looks to be the case. But who are we fighting? Despite the possibilities I spoke of earlier of the Vex and the Fallen, I think we'll most definitely be fighting the Red Legion and the Cabal and taking on Ghaul head to head as the final boss, but right now we can't say for sure. During the gameplay reveal, Bungie said they will talk more about the raid at a later date, so we can expect to find out a fair amount of information then, but for now, this is all we have. So tell me in the comment section down below some of your opinions. Where do you think the raid will be set? Who do you think will be fighting? What do you think the bosses are going to be like? I love to hear your thoughts, I love to hear your feedback, so get typing in that comment section down below. Probably the biggest negative of Destiny 1's raids is the fact most people never got to play them. So if you're a solo player worrying about how you'll be getting into Destiny 2's raid, don't panic. Bungie are introducing a new guided game system, which will allow for some in-game matchmaking similar to that we see in external sites right now like Destiny LFG. If you want to know more about this guided game system, be sure to check out the video I made on it, linked down below. It's titled Destiny 2 Clans and Guided Games. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Hopefully anyway. But on that note, that about wraps up today's video, guys. I apologise for it being so short, but like I said, we really don't know anything about Destiny 2's raid, but as some of you guys know, I love to deliver every grain of information I can, so if you appreciate that, then a like is always awesome. I've made a few of these Destiny 2 breakdown videos recently, so if you found this one enjoyable, make sure you check out my others. They're all in my Everything Destiny 2 playlist that I'll have linked down below. That'll tell you everything you need to know about Destiny 2. In addition, if you want more content like this from me, be sure to subscribe, and if you want to help my channel grow, then sharing this video would go a very long way. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and for all the support you've been showing me recently on Twitter and in the comment section. It really means a lot. I've got a channel update coming soon where I'll talk about those topics in a little bit more detail. But like I said, thank you very much for watching. I've been Fikod the Man, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.